Hey guys, Keeper of Toast here. Just wanted to let y'all know that my friend the Zombie King and I recorded ourselves a little Christmas special wherein we watch and make fun of We Wish You a Turtle Christmas and the Christmas Tree. So that will be going up on his channel sometime between Christmas and New Year's. So yeah, go subscribe to his channel, click the notification bell, and onto the video.
So as I record this, it's been a while since I did my last custom transformer. I've worked a bit on my Gunpla, but I haven't done much in the realm of painting transformers since I did Crasher. I think the most I've done is just paint Cup's taillights. As I record this, cold weather is afoot here in Texas. Yes, we still get it here. Right now, it's not ideal airbrushing weather. So as of right now, the next projects I'll probably be working on are touching up this Universe Silver Streak I've had for a while, as well as making Highbrow closer to his appearance in the Headmasters anime. I know I could just buy the Legends version, but there's honestly not nearly enough of a difference on that one to warrant buying it. Plus, I want to do a few personal touches. So that's what I'll be working on in the nearest future. My next proper full custom involves this. Titan's Return Apeface. Now, I was a bit disappointed that characters like Apeface were just relegated to being individually packed headmasters with their little vehicles and alleged weapons. I mean, most of the time they were just alleged, but I mean, this kind of work. Yeah, it can work. It can work as a gun, but I'm gonna hope. But here's hoping that Hashtag will put out a full Apeface sometime in the near future. You know, for all those Apeface fans, or maybe some third party will do it. You know, they're basically doing. A lot of them tend to do Hashtag's job for them, and I think that's why a lot of them are still around without much legal trouble, if any. If you were following sites like TFW 2005, back when Apeface and Mindwipe were fresh on the market, then you might have seen some pictures of a combination fan mode. I have my Mindwipe transformed here into the fuselage and the wings. One of the more interesting details on Titan's Mindwipe is the fact that it has a 5mm port in its alternate mode's butt, right in front of the robot mode neck. Presumably that's for Mindwipe's intended weapon, but does anyone really use it for that? But this fan mode simply involves bringing Apeface's 5mm peg down here and sliding it right in there, and bam, you have a jet. So yeah, this is a thing in the Transformers fanbase now. Now, most people are not going to display their Mindwipe and or Apeface like this, but fan modes always provide good ideas for customization. And so I've been doing some thinking, and a certain Senator came to mind. Now, some of you will remember that back in Universe 2.0, like right after the first movie came out, Hasbro released a redeco of Cybertron Sideways as Ratbat. And as you can see here, I have a 3D printed Sideways face from the Octiverate Forge, the same guy who made the face I used for Cybertron. My custom Titan's Energon downshift, who was basically Wheeljack. Kind of think of it. was basically Wheeljack because they already used the Wheeljack name in Armada and didn't think to just make that one an upgraded form of that Wheeljack. But anyway, so I think a few of you can surmise where I'm going with this, because as we know, Ratbat originated as a mini cassette who transformed from cassette to a bat in the same style as Laserbeak into a condor. And I believe it was Dreamwave that originally reimagined him as a full-size Transformer and pre-war Senator. So what better to do with a fan mode involving a bat-based character than to customize it into someone completely different. Now my plan for this Titan Master body is to become his robot mode weapon, as per the instructions. Definitely gonna have to do something about the actual face of the ape, though. Definitely don't want that showing. Probably just fill this in with putty, paint it over. Not sure what I'm gonna do up here yet, because really any of the head of the Titan Master, I hate calling them Titan Masters. They're headmasters. Whereas everyone in Titan's Return is a headmaster, except the Legends. But yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do about this. I'll probably also fill this in with putty or commission someone on Shapeways to 3D print something. But yeah, there's Ratbat's robot mode weapon. Definitely gonna need the paint to tighten up the hinge that the 5mm port uses, or post, I should say. The gun handle. The actual Mind Wipe robot, or because I like the Japanese version of the Headmasters a lot more, I'm just gonna call this the Transtector. The Mind Wipe Transtector is going to say, as it is, aside from the actual coloring, because as you know, Ratbat is not this brightish purple, red, and brown. He's got a darker purple and some gold in his Senator form. Really not a fan of this rubbery plastic that Hasbro used on some of this. I know why they use it, but it still doesn't make it sit well with most of the fandom. As for the Headmaster, I'm just going to use the same one that Mind Wipe came with. Definitely going to save the ape face Headmaster for some future project, like a version of the BotCon Skyfall probably, or I may take the existing face off and make some use of it, like maybe a second Clouder Headmaster, because the one that comes with the Legends Kickback, I think represents him in his. Actually, that one doesn't represent him in either his Autobot or Decepticon armor, does it? It just follows the color palette of the Transtector that he used. But aside from that, just paint the Headmaster like I did the Q Headmaster that I made for Downshift. And just replace this one with a Cybertron Sideways face. So yeah, I might try to paint or sculpt a Ratbat face onto this, but it's not likely that I will. But otherwise, I do think this will work very well for a custom Ratbat. Actually, come to think of it, I might replace these little wings with some sort of cape edition. Actually, no, that would violate the rules. No capes. But yeah, there's the plan for Titan's Return. Ratbat from Mind Wipe. And I'm not going to be sad that I'm not going to have a Mind Wipe for a while. At some point, I want to acquire the Legends version, just on the basis of it looking nicer and closer to the Headmasters anime. Okay, I think this might be the quickest that I have ever finished a custom. I wanted to finish this before we leave for New Zealand. It is currently the 20th, and I started this project maybe a couple of weeks ago? I forget. But hey, it doesn't really matter as long as I've actually got it finished. Now, as you can see, I have the robot body suspended on a couple of Model Master paint jars, just because don't want to put too much stress on the rubbery wings that go on the back of the robot mode. So yeah, this is Ratbat, or technically just this is Ratbat. This is Ratbat's Transtector, and I may or may not have said this in the previous segment, in the before segment, but I do like to go by the Japanese version of Headmasters, wherein a small robot becomes the head of a lifeless robot body called a Transtector. I find that a lot more satisfying of an explanation than what Hasbro came up with. But I digress. So yeah, as I said before, combining the ape-face vehicle with the Mindwipe robot in vehicle mode gives you this, a bat-winged jet. And I really like how this came out. I decided I wouldn't use top coat on it because the paint was holding together so well. I actually decided to do that after I top coated the headmaster and the legs and the arms of Apeface, but still really like how this came out. One thing I still need to fix is the fact that the jet nose cone keeps drooping. It's just that the joint on the 5mm post isn't tight enough to hold it. But yeah, overall, really love how that came out. As a little side note, you can also do this with the jet mode. Kind of looks like a little birdie. Ratbat himself is still just a repaint of whatever Headmaster partner Mindwipe came with, or in Japan that's just Mindwipe himself. But just with a new face and paint job. I left the head unpainted, though it might be a little hard to see. The head really closely matched the gunmetal, the Model Master gunmetal that I used. So yeah, the body's painted, arms, legs, and the face painted the back of Sidewise's horns. Gives him a little cape, or if you prefer, a couple of little bat wings. But yeah, I think I improved on what I did with the Q Headmaster that I made for Downshift. And so I really like how the Sideways face came out. This is by the Prize Inside by Octivert Forge. On Shapeways, the same guy who did the wheeljack face that I used for Downshift. Just a little 3D printed face. I also believe I stated this before in the previous segment, but War Within was the first Transformers media to depict Ratbat as a full-size Transformer and a Senator. Ratbat didn't get a new toy until 2008's Universe, where he was a repaint of Sideways from Cybertron. And that was a very fitting mold for them to use, since War Within Ratbat was faceless. I would have liked to use an IDW face. I did find a full kit for a Ratbat Headmaster on Shapeways that had a rat robot, that had, a bat robot mode, and a War Within style face. I honestly like the Sideways repaint a lot more than I do the actual War Within design, so that's why I went with the Sideways face for Ratbat. One thing to note about the Headmaster is that it cannot fit in the ape-face vehicle because of the Sideways' face extremities. He can fit in the Mindwipe cockpit, but you have to fold him into head mode, because the horns will still get in the way if you try to do it the other way. But yeah, it still fits like that. Just a little close-up of the ape face vehicle before we move on. This was, I do believe that the Ape-Face I do believe that Ape-Face's vehicle partner did come with the Takara version of Mind Wipe, where it was just a drone for his headmaster. I cut the gorilla head off just to prevent it from being incongruous amongst the rattiness and battiness. Yeah, it still becomes his gun in robot mode. That's pretty much all there is to say about this. So I guess after that, we should go ahead and get Ratbat into robot mode. So we have Ratbat in robot mode now. And for the first time, I've actually had insignias on me when I was recording the video. So yeah, as I stated earlier, it is just a Mind Wipe repaint. Save the head and the gun. And I still really like how this came out. There is a bit of paint scraping right now, but it's not it's not a big issue for me. I think it's minor things. Yeah, it retains all the same articulation, just with a couple of tighter joints in some places. It looks very senatorial, but still, big fan of how this turned out. Now, I don't have a Mind Wipe that I can show him next to. I also don't have a Sideways that I could show you, but I can show you him next to my previous Transformers custom, Crasher from Power of the Prime's Jazz. And I think that I did a lot better with this one than with Crasher. The paint turned out a lot nicer. I finally started using some proper modeling masking tape instead of some old frog tape that we had lying around. And there were no there were no sponsored decals to be screwed up on this one. Plus, the head is actually on a joint with decent friction, and so it'll stay where you want it to. But yeah, overall, I think I really learned a lot from my previous two experiences, and this turned out a whole lot better for it. So that's it, guys. This is going to be the last custom of 2018. Gonna be out of the country for the rest of December, but starting in January, be on the lookout for new content from Keeper of Toast, including a custom that I've been waiting to make for so long. That's it for this video. I'm Keeper of Toast, clocking out, and I will see you next time in the modeling.